I'd like to show you how to make a simple ribbon rose without going crazy. This is what a ribbon rose looks like that I make, and I'm going to show you how to do that. All you need is a multi-temp or low-temp glue gun, ribbon, toothpick, scissors, and a pair of cutters or dikes. Alright. What you do is you take a little bit of glue and glue that toothpick onto the ribbon, fold it over, drop that edge down just a little bit so that it's not sticking up over the top. That helps when you roll your ribbon. You're not going to have a piece of ribbon sticking out of the top and destroy the look. Put a little bit of glue on the base. You've got plenty of time. That glue is not going to set up on you very fast. Squish. Hold it together. Now, the ribbon will naturally fall to the back. It just happens. So what you do is you put that ribbon up against the base. Put a little bit of glue there. Not much, just a little bit. Fold it over and squish. So what you've got now is the beginning of a rose started. Ribbon's going to fall to the back. Push it up. Little bit of glue. Roll that around. Hold it. This is a single face ribbon. So every time you go around, you're going to have a dull side and a shiny side. It doesn't matter. It's still going to be a really pretty ribbon rose. So the ribbon now is not necessarily falling to the back. It looks pretty straight. So you're going to have to twist it. What I mean by twisting, you put your thumb up there. You push. So you've got your ribbon edged even with the base. And that's where you're going to put the glue. Right there. A little bit of glue. You twist. Hold. Every time you go around, you make that ribbon just a little bit bigger, because if you don't, you're going to have a tight rose, and that's okay too. Tight roses are good. But I like to go around 5 times, at least 5 times, because right now I'm at 4, and you can see the rose is too even. We've got 2 on this side and 2 on this side. So when I make that 5th turn, now push it up a little bit bigger. Put the glue on the ribbon. You're gluing on the ribbon. You're not gluing to the toothpick. You push that up, give it a little squish, and see, you now have a pretty rose. Take your scissors, cut it. And I'm going to be showing you some ribbons on various size, roses on various size ribbons. All right. Then you take your cutters, push way up, and cut that off. And you got a ribbon rose. Right. We're going to go down a little bit, down size. Same technique on all of them. You can go as low as a 2 millimeter rose, and I've done that. It's the same thing for every ribbon. Now this is a double-sided ribbon. That means it's shiny on both sides. And this is the ones I really like to make because then they're just a prettier rose. A little bit of glue. Push that lower than the top, and what you're doing is you're embedding that toothpick into that ribbon. So that toothpick's not going to go anywhere. Then you make some turns. I like to do 2 or 3 turns. Depends. If you do more than 2 or 3 turns, you're just wasting ribbon because all you're doing is making a center of a ribbon rose anyhow. Little bit of glue, turn, squish. See how that ribbon just wants to fall to the back? Push that ribbon up to the edge. You put your glue on the ribbon little bit. Squish. Starting to look like a rosebud. And here again, you don't really have to hurry because that glue isn't going to dry instantly. Please try and remember to use multi-temp glue, because if you use really hot glue, you're going to fry your fingers, and you don't want to do that. Now each time I go around, I go a little bit further and a little bit further on my ribbon. So instead of being tight and you're disappearing, you make that ribbon, you push it up just a little bit more so you've got a bigger loop. You've got a fuller rose. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 twists. Now I'm going to show you on this ribbon rose, I'm going to keep going to show you that you can make bigger ones. So here we go. A little bit bigger loop, a little bit of glue on that ribbon. You've got plenty of time. Push. It's starting to get fuller. See how my ribbon loops are getting bigger as I twist? I go around. That's about 7 times. A little bit bigger. It's getting prettier and prettier. I've gone around as high as 15 times. And that gets to be a pretty big rose. Depends upon what you're wanting to use your roses for. So 10 times is a pretty good rose. And that glue inside, because each time I have added glue, it's melted the glue underneath it just a little bit. So that ribbon rose inside was still pretty soft with the glue, so you could squish it and make that rose into a prettier shape than if it doesn't come out exactly the way you like. You can still squish it a little bit. All right, and we cut that off. There's a ribbon rose. Now I'm going to go a little bit smaller. I'm putting that glue on the rose. Excuse me. I'm putting the toothpick on the ribbon, folding that down at an angle. That toothpick is now in that rose center. You twist, twist, twist. 3 is good. Little bit of glue. Now, as you progress in your ribbons and you get smaller and smaller, you really don't need as much glue. I would start practicing with larger ribbons first. You'll get the feeling of a glue gun. I'm going to show you also here. See how just that little bit of glue coming out of that tip? And then when you back off, you still have a little bubble. That's about all I use for sometimes 2 or 3 turns, because you just a little bit. I twist and turn. I have not squeezed my trigger. There's still plenty of glue on that tip to make that ribbon stick. A little bit bigger. I'm going to squeeze my glue gun just a little. Starting to get that rose shape. A little bit. Squish. Hold. A little more ribbon. The loops get bigger and bigger as you go around. And also, all right, I'm going to do a silk ribbon here, because silk is beautiful. A variegated silk ribbon rose. Gorgeous ribbon roses. And don't put your toothpick too far up, because you don't want that toothpick to show. So you drop the toothpick down on all your roses. You just embed that, and when you fold that over, the tip of your toothpick is going to be hidden. You roll that silk. Now silk is very thin, so you're going to want to roll it more than just maybe a couple of times to give yourself a base to work from. So we just do a little bit of glue. It sticks. Here again, you can see how your ribbon is falling to the back. Push up. It's even. Your ribbon is even with the bottom of the toothpick there. That's where you put your glue. Just a little bit on silk. It doesn't take much glue. Push up. We'll go one more so I can get this orange color in here. I like the variegated. Give it a little personality. See how my ribbon loop now is bigger? That's so that you can see it on the outside edge. If you make those ribbon loops too small, your last loop is going to be hidden. And it's going to show you a few. These are some I've made out of silk ribbon. These are 4mm wide. This is a 2mm wide. This is a silk ribbon, and these are satin. You can make them out of anything. I even like the ribbons out of a seam binding. Beautiful roses. This is a variegated one. See, as I made the rose, each one was increased a little bit so that I got the depth of the rose. I got the colors showing. And don't worry, if you do make them tight, your first 100 roses may not be as great. After 100 roses, you're going to be perfect. Thank you.